Alright, I'm back here and I'm back reviewing Demon Hunter. So, Demon Hunter, this expansion, they got 3 mechanics. Mechanic number one. What the hell is this? Yeah. Okay, they OP shit. That's mechanic number 1. Demon Hunter got OP shit. You just gotta expect that. Mechanic number 2, which is not going to be as useful in Arena, is card disruption. Like, you make your opponent throw away cards that they have in their hand. Mechanic number 3 is I'm not going to say a weird one, but it's one I'm not high on, and it's called Soul Fragments. So, battle cry. Shuffle 2 Soul Fragments into your deck. Soul Fragments are not listed here, but they're 0 mana spells that if you draw them, they heal you for 2, and if you don't draw them, you can take another card, like Shard Shatter Mystic. Destroy a soul fragment in your deck and deal 3 damage to all other minions. So, if you get the soul fragment cards and you destroy them, you get a really, really, really powerful effect. So this sounds really good. But we've already had an effect kind of like this, and we've seen it not work. And it was literally the last expansion, and it was in Paladin. And that effect was Librams. So you had an Aldor Attendant and you had Aldor Truthseeker. Both of these cards would show up in your drafts, and they would reduce the cost of your Librams, Libram of Wisdom, Libram of Hope, and Libram of Justice by 1. I played a decent amount of Paladin. I think maybe one time I got this and a Libram in the same draft. And then so that's the problem. You have to get your cards that activate soul shards in the same draft as the cards you get the soul fragment cards. And then in game, you need to draw it in the proper order, where you draw your soul fragment, the cards that shuffle the soul fragments into your deck before you have the cards that destroy the soul fragments to get OP stuff to happen. And to me, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's reliable enough. So I'm not sold on this. These are also dual class cards, so Warlock also has these cards. And I think in Warlock it's better because Warlock you can much more easily get through your deck. So if you have the combos, you can hold off on the combos until the point where you can play them. But I think in Demon Hunter it's going to be a lot worse comparatively than Warlock. Alright. Going over the cards, same thing, common, rare, epic, and then legendary. Okay, common. So we start off here. Vile Fiend Trainer. 4 mana, 5/4, outcast, summon 2 demons. On curve, you're not going to outcast that much. So the majority of the time it's going to be a 5/4, which is probably about a 3-star card. So I'd say maybe high 3-star card, maybe a little bit better than a Yeti on average for this. Like, it's not the demons are useful, but if you don't get them off on curve, it's not as useful as it could be. Blood Herald. Whenever a friendly minion dies while this is in your hand, gain +1/+1. So number 1 has to be friendly minion. Number 2, this has to be in your hand. So you need at least 4 friendly minions to die for this to be average. Now, that said, like the upside of this, if you get a 5 mana 10/10, which is certainly possible, or you get like a 5 mana 12/12, 13/13, which is certainly possible, then Blood Herald could just win you the game. It could just be like a massive tempo card. I'm going higher on it than I think I should. Like, I compare it to like a Frostwolf. I didn't do it in my card review, but I compare it to a Frostwolf Warlord. That's always a 4/4, and you can, just depending on your board state, get it up to a 10/10. This, you'll always increase it, but it's going to be a lot slower, and this is also a horrible top deck. So I think overall, I would probably say, where did I put it? I have it right now as a 3-star card. I probably should put it as a 2-star card and just change it around. I think I already did that for Hunter, and I just never did it for Demon Hunter. Okay, double jump, 1 mana. Draw an outcast card from your deck. Notably, if you draw an outcast card from your deck, your outcast card is outcasted and then will get its effect. So this is a 1 mana cycle that will get a good card. So you know what? That's perfectly fine. That's a low 3-star card. Oopsie. Fell Guardians. Summon 3 1/2 demons with taunt. Costs 1 less whenever a friendly minion dies. Or the 1/2 demons. Oh. Cute little buggers. Alright. So anyway, summon 3 1/2 demons with taunt. Again, it requires stuff to die. But I think if you play this for 4 mana, and that only requires 3 things die, or even 3 mana, then it gets a lot better. And if you play this for 0 mana, you put your big sticky thing that you want to stay on the board, and then you put this for 0 mana behind that. That's a massive tempo swing. And I think that tempo swing can be a lot better than getting a 5 mana 10/10 out, especially because the 3 1/2 taunts. That's a lot of taunt to get through. So I think that this is definitely a lot better than the Blood Herald, just because of the fact that it can reliably enough get down to 0, and the fact that, you know what, if you top deck this and you have nothing else, it's still something you can play. It's still like 3 1/2 taunts. That still does something. So yeah, Fell Guardian, I ultimately, yeah, Fell Guardian should be, yeah. I'm looking through my things here. Blood Herald should be a 2-star, or should be like a 2-star card. Fell Guardian should be a 3-star card. Just talking myself into it. All right. Going back over here. Next one, we've got Soul Shard Lapidary. Battlecry, destroy Soul Fragment, give your hero 5 attack this turn. 5 attack is a lot. This requires you to have Soul Fragments. As I said, I don't think you're gonna get Soul Fragments. Like, I'm gonna rate this as a low 3-star card, just because if you do get Soul Fragments, this is an absolutely insane effect. But like, ultimately, I just don't think it's gonna be reliable enough. It's gonna happen enough. Marrow Slicer, 4 mana 4/2, 4/2 weapon. That's insane. That's true silver. Battlecry, shuffle 2 Soul Fragments into your deck. That's a delayed true silver, so it's a little bit worse, but it's still a true silver. And then, of course, if you have a Soul Fragment, you play that on 4, you play this on 5, and you've got just completely insane tempo. So yeah, easy 6-star. I would say this is an easy 6-star card. This is easily a 100 plus. Just, yeah, take it whenever you see it. This is one of the best cards there is. Sorry, last one. Soul Jailer, 1 mana 1/3, Battlecry, shuffle 2 Soul Fragments into your deck. 1 mana 1/3s are okay, especially because you got the Demon Hunter hero power, so you can use them to kill off like 2/2s and have something on the board with the hero power. Soul Fragments, they are fine, but you need the right deck for them. So I think ultimately this is going to be like a low, like borderline 2 to 3-star card. Like a 1 mana 1/3 would be a 2-star card, and the bonus effect just pushes it to that edge. Okay, rare. Demon Companion, summon a random Demon Companion. Ruffa. So you got Ruffa, Shima. Let's get the 4 heads all. And Kolek. So it's always Ruffa. Owning a pet can be real hard. It should be it's always Ruffa. All right. So anyway, I compared this card to Battle Mage, Blood Battle Mage, Blood. I forget the Fire Burns Bright, the 1 mana 2/2 card. All right. Point being, that is a good card. All of these, like the 2/2 taunt is better than the 2/2 by itself, but on average, on turn 1, a 2/1 charge and a 1/2 give your other minions +1 attack are a lot worse than a strict 2/2 guaranteed on turn 1. After turn 1, this obviously gets a lot better. So I compare it to the Blazing Battle Mage. I think I just talked myself into it. I compare it to the Blazing Battle Mage, and it's going to be better than that. That puts it right on the edge of a 4-star card for me. Soul Shear. Deal 3 damage to a minion, shuffle 2 Soul Fragments in your deck. 2 mana, deal 3 damage to a minion. That's fine. Soul Fragments, they're okay if you get the right things for them. So this is a high 3-star card. There's really not much to say about it. Just like if you have the Soul Fragment synergy cards, take that. Take this. Shard Splitter Mystic. Battlecry, destroy 3 mana 3/2 Battlecry, destroy a soul fragment in your deck, deal 3 damage to all other minions. Okay, problems here. Problem number 1, it's horrible stats for mana if you don't have the soul fragments, which I've already gone over. It's probably not going to happen. Number 2, you need to hold this for the right situation. And the problem with that is if you hold it too long, you're just going to draw your soul fragments. And then this card's going to be useless again. So this is extremely, extremely deck dependent to the point where it's one of those cards I would not want to draft. I would say it's a very low 2-star bordering 1-star card. I would pick it, maybe I would pick it at the start of a draft hoping to get soul fragments, but yeah, don't try for this card. Don't reach for this card. Mage Hunter, 3 mana rush. Whenever this attacks a minion, silence it. I compare it to shamans that have Earth Shock, 1 mana, deal 1 damage, and silence a minion, and how that can kill things off with Divine Shield. So, for example, yeah, you play Scarlet Crusader on 1. So, whenever this, okay, so I'm not sure if whenever this attacks a minion, silence it. I'm not sure if it will go off before the Divine Shield or after. If it goes off before the Divine Shield, like it silences it, then you attack into it, then that would be a lot better, but I'm thinking it happens after you attack a minion. So in any case, I am not sold on this card. I think Earthshock's better, and Earthshock's just a fine card. I think a lot of the things that you are going to want to silence are things that are going to kill this anyways. So Earthshock would be better. Silence in Priest would probably be better. So this is just a 2-star card for me. Silence is useful, but you're paying 3 mana for it, and it's Glide. Shuffle your hand into your deck. Draw 4 cards. Outcast your opponents. Do the same. I'm not going to go over this. Read the card review. Here's a short version. The situations where Glide is useful requires you to either have the card difference between you and your opponent is that your opponent has 3 cards or more than you do. That is not going to happen that much. Like by the time you get low enough where you can play this, your opponent's probably going to be out of cards anyways, and you're going to be roughly around the same cards. So if your opponent does not have a lot more cards than you, then this card is useless. And if your opponent has a lot more cards than you, then they're probably winning, and drawing is not really, like, it's not going to save you. So yeah, this to me is ultimately a 1-star card. I know other people are high on it. I don't think it's going to work in Arena. And I gave a really, really long, really detailed explanation why in my description, which would probably be a 10-minute video on its own if I went over it there. Cycle of Hatred, I went over this one before in just like OP stuff many times. It's a 6-star card. All right. 3 damage to all minions, summon a 3/3 Spirit. If you hit 2 things, it's Abyssal Enforcer. If you hit 3 things, it's a better Abyssal Enforcer. You're going to hit 3 things. Just why? Alright. Epic. True Aim Crescent. After a hero attacks a minion, your minions attack it too. This is completely insane. This is a 6-star card. Alright. The reason it's insane is because I am assuming it works like this. You play your minion, and then you give it rush into a specific minion. Or you have a minion on board, you attack face, then you take this and you attack it into a minion, and your minion that has already done face damage then gets to double dip and attack into the minion you already attacked into. The RNG aspect, the mass hysteria aspect, is kind of like the one thing holding it back, but just the fact that you get a weapon that makes your minions significantly better is just really, really, really good. In Hunter, I would say this is a lot better, because as a Demon Hunter, there are going to be times where you do not want to attack something. And if you do not want to attack something, then your hero power becomes useless. Or more accurately, the minion is going to kill whatever you attack anyways. So therefore, your hero power becomes useless if your minion was going to kill it anyways with or without your hero power. So I think in Hunter, this is probably a little bit better than Demon Hunter. But again, yeah, easy 6-star card. Ancient Voidhound, 9 mana, 10/10 at the start of your turn. Steal 1 attack and health from all enemy minions. I love this card. I think it's a 6-star card very easily as well. So the thing with Void, okay. So number 1, it's 9 mana, deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. Like, that's a 9 mana, it's an Arcane Explosion. It's 10/10 on its own. It debuffs them to the point where they do not have attack. So if your opponent has like 3 minions on the board, you've removed 3 attack, which makes it that much harder to remove this. On top of this, it grows. So if you do not have a hard removal, and by the way, when I say hard removal, I mean destroy a minion level hard removal. You are not removing this. This will win you the game on its own. Is it 9 mana? Yes. Is it expensive? Yes. But it's a big creature. It does something on the board. It puts a giant minion on the board. You can't like hide behind a taunt because the effect is at the end of your turn. It's not just a battle cry. This is something you absolutely have to remove or it's going to win you the game, period. To me, that's an easy 6-star card. Philosophy. Copy the lowest demon in your hand. Outcast, give both +1/+1. So demons. Demon Hunter actually did not get, I don't think they got that many demons. Remember, it has to be a demon in your hand. So if you take a look at the set, the only demon Hunter got, okay, they got Soul Jailer, and they got the Ancient Voidhound. Copying a Soul Jailer, and then the Outcast give them both +1. I think it's, what was it? Give them both +1. So no, it has to be Outcast, which in the early game, it's not going to be Outcast. That's extremely rare. Like if you get this, like Outcast on turn 1 into a turn 2, 2/4s, that's like the absolute best case scenario. And to me, that's not going to happen. So ultimately, Philosophy, like it's a construct card in Arena, don't take it. It's a 1-star card, just no. All right, legendaries. Sociologist, sociologist, militia. Yeah, because people think sociology is a soft science. Okay, battle cry. For each soul fragment in your deck, summon a 3/3 soul with rush. If it hits 1, then it's a decent card. I would say it's a good card. I wouldn't say it's a great card. Like 5 mana, deal 3 damage to something is good. If it hits 2, then it starts to become really powerful, but you are not going to have the soul fragments in your deck. So ultimately, like, I don't think it's going to happen enough. I think it's like a low 2-star card. I think it's a borderline 1-star card. I just don't. You need the right deck. If you have the right deck, sure, go for it, but you're not going to get the right deck. Star Student Stelina. Outcast. Look at 3 cards in your opponent's hand. Shuffle one of them into your deck. So, would you pay 1 mana to get rid of one of your opponent's cards? Yes, I would. This is kind of like, this is actually, I would say, the equivalent of like a 4 mana 4/3 Discover card, if it's Outcast. And Rogues had they had a card like that. That was like in the high 70s and 80s. Because when you take a look at cards, like, you have to view cards. If you're getting rid of one of your opponent's cards, getting rid of one of their cards is the equivalent of drawing one of your cards. And getting rid of one of their really good cards, because you get to choose which card. You don't get to just get rid of one random one. You get to get rid of some premium cards, probably. Getting rid of a premium answer is probably a lot better than drawing a card. No. Problem is, has to be Outcast. It's 4 mana, so I don't think it's going to be Outcast. Like, it will be Outcast, and that's why, but I don't think it's going to be reliable enough, especially on curve. So I would say it's a high 3-star card, but it's going to be a very useful card. Finally, Ace Hunter Cream. Your other characters are immune while attacking. 3 mana 2/4. There was a card, everyone remembers it, Dev Speaker. 3 mana 2/4, that battle cry gave a single minion immune while attacking this turn only. And this gives all characters, your hero and all minions on the board, immune while attacking. If this sticks, this wins you the game, period. Because if you cannot remove this, anything your opponent plays, you're just going to kill. So yeah, this is, the fact that you need a board is the only thing keeping it from a 6-star card. It's a really, really high 5-star card. This is one of those cards you always take it, and you just hope you get the right situation for it, because if you do, you just flat out win games off the back of this card. All right, so overall, what can I say about demons? Demon hunters, they have really powerful cards. Demon hunters, like their mechanics, this is not as insane as previous mechanics, like the previous set. I was gonna say their cards are not as good as they were in the previous set, but it's gonna be a really powerful card. And Cycle of Hatred just by itself is like, it's a rare. You're going to see it. It's just going to just. This is one of those cards that's just going to completely dominate the meta until micro adjusts happen. Like this card by itself could carry Demon Hunters in Scholomance if they didn't have anything else. That's how good it is. All right, that's my Demon Hunter review. Next one up will be Druid, so I will see you guys then.